have to record the session and then share some work here. I want to share with you this work, which is very important for us. The following trial balance was extracted from the books of Safaricom Limited as at 31st March 2023. Good. We have debit and credit side, you can see. And as we say that we go with the dealer. So since you're new, we just go with the dealer here. And for the there, here we say that we have drawings, we have expenses, and we have assets. So all the drawing, all the expenses, and all the assets, they have a what? They have a debit balance. And if you look at what we have here, all the debit side item, they either fall under drawing, expenses, or assets. For example, can you look at what we have? Can you look at what we have? Our purchases. Look at our purchases. Look at our account receivable. That is an asset. So they are on the debit side. And then we have liability. We have liabilities. We have equity, and revenue or sales. These fall under what? They fall under credit. They are credited. For example, if you look at our sales there, our sales is credited. What's the amount of our sale? I want to know whether you are able to see what I'm displaying. What is the amount of our sales? Look at the sales. Look at the sales, please, and then chart me up. What is our sales? It is 120,000 from Sharon. Is it debited or credited? Is it debited or credited in our trial balance? Of course, it is on the credit side. So you can have a picture of this for the new student, for those people who are joining this. I can see a majority of us are joining this for the first time. And to be fair, it is always good to do what? It is always good to carry everyone. So you can take a picture of that. You also take a picture of that. I hope you are taking that. Indicate yes. Why for yes? So that I know whether you have already taken the picture of that. And for those people we were with in our previous class, if you forgot your Asante Priska, if you forgot where you did this, it is advantage to you since we're going to look at it broadly. We're going to look at it broadly. Now take the last, the final thing, the final picture of that. So that I stop sharing. So that we can do that question. So are we done? Confirm whether you're done with taking the picture. I can see there are two who have just joined. For those who have just joined, just Priska, confirm whether you've taken a picture of that. I want to go back to the trial balance for the sake of the two who have just joined. Priska, I'm waiting for you. Thank you. Now, you ndio part 1 ndio hiyo, part 1 ndio hiyo, part 1, and then part 2 from where you have 450, then part 2. Good. That is it. Now I can stop sharing. I can stop sharing, and then we proceed. Good. At this juncture, you have to be understanding this, or you have to get this concept of dealer. That whatever that we have on the whatever that we have as the debit balance is drawing, expenses, and all the assets. They have a debit balance. And then we have liability, equity, and revenue, all sales. They have a credit balance. And you have seen that from the question. Now, I want us to take a look at our question. At our question and then solve. The first thing that the examiner wants us to do is to compute what? The closing inventory. the closing inventory. So in this case, how do we compute our closing inventory? Our closing inventory. I'll do it very fast here because I want us to go even to touch our balance sheet for the sake of those people we were with in our last class. So shillings to be in thousand here. So we start with the sales, and our sales here, somebody gave us 120,000. In fact, that is our sales. We less cost of sale, less cost of sale, and if I look at what we have, can you give me the component of cost of sale? Somebody to give me the component of cost of sale. Somebody is giving me the component of cost of sale. Francis, component of cost of sale. Just give me one. Cost of sale. Cost of sale component. We say opening inventory. I can start with the opening inventory. Opening inventory, and closing inventory. Thank you so much, Sharon. Asante. Now, from the question, can you give me the value of opening inventory? Already that is provided by the examiner. For the question, give me the value of opening inventory. Very fast. For those people who have taken a screenshot, don't know whether you can see, we have 10,500. Can you see that? 10,500 as our opening inventory. 10,500. Then we add purchases. Purchases is also a part of what? Part of the cost of sale. So what is our purchase value? What is our purchase value? Somebody? Purchase value ni ngapi? What is our purchases there? What is our purchases there? Purchases. I think it was just given there. 105, 500. If you have the question, is 105, 500. 105, 500. And then there's an item that we need to check. Return outward. We've been given return outward. Let me share this for the sake of somebody who is wondering where Mwalimu is getting the figures. Return outward. Return outward. I hope you can see return outward just below the inventory. We have 2,000. Return outward, we have 2,000. Now, can you tell me, do we add return outward or do we less? Return outward. Remember, we have carriage inward. The cost that we incur when we are bringing the goods in our business. That is carriage inward. That is added. Carriage inward is added. And then return outward, we do what? Return outward, we subtract. Return outward, we less return outward. So if I less 2,000 here, whatever I'm going to get here is COGS, cost of good available for sale. I want you to give me the COGS. You can do it very fast so that we are able even to do the balance sheet. It will be very, very nice for me. Do the balance sheet. Now give me the COGS. Very fast. Give me the COGS. You just add the 2 and then you subtract 2,000. That will be very good for me. Phenomenal one, karibu sana. And you have to check your phenomenal one should join with sound so that you're able to hear Mwalimu. So somebody is giving me this. One of 10,500 plus 1 of 500 minus 2,000. What are you getting? That one is simple. You can use your phone. Somebody to give me that. I'm gonna let it down. Don't let me down. That is simple mathematics. 114. This is Miss Winsley. Mrs. Winsley anatuambia kwamba ni 114,000. Asante. Then From that, we usually raise the closing stock, so that we're able to get what? We are able to get our cost of sale. We get our closing stock so that we're able to get our cost of sale, and then we raise our cost of sale there. We get our gross profit. I want you to have this. You get our gross profit. So we shall get our gross profit here, and it will be very nice for us. Now, in our case, I can see additional information number 1. If you learn to additional information number 1, we've been told that the company maintains a gross profit margin of 20%. Gross profit margin of 20%. The company maintains a gross profit margin of 20%. Therefore, in this case, what do you have to do? A gross profit margin is equal to 20%. 20%. Now, how do we get a gross profit margin? Gross profit margin is gotten by profit margin divided by sales. Profit margin divided by sales. Now, in this case, can you tell me which value do I have? Gross profit margin, gross profit. You can have the gross profit itself here, gross profit over sales. So we have gross profit margin as 20%, which will be equivalent to gross profit over sales. So what is our sales? Our sales automatically we have the sale as 120,000. So in this case, we can get our gross profit, which will be equal to 20% of 120,000. Now, somebody to give me 20% of 120,000. Takuwa ngapi? Nataka twende haraka haraka tumalizane na hii kitu. I want you to get the concept. Getting the concept is very important. So what is the 20% of 120? Somebody? 20% of 120? I'm waiting for those people, or those students who can do this very fast. It is 24,000. So our gross profit class here already the unknown here, gross profit is 24,000. Is it possible for us to get Y? Can somebody get Y for me very fast? Y. Somebody get Y for me very fast. Somebody get Y for me. In fact, that will be our cost of sale. And we are interested in getting what? In getting X, our closing inventory. So somebody to get Y fast. Closing inventory is what we are interested in. Somebody to get Y for us, it will be 120 minus Y is equal to 24. So it is 120 minus 24. 120,000 minus 24,000. That will give you what? How much are you getting? A good student can give me this very fast. 80 and 96,000. So my Y there is 86,000. Who can now get us the closing stock? Somebody to get the closing stock for us is easy. 140 minus this, you get this. Therefore, if I take 140 minus this, I get what? And remember, this is just brackets showing that we are subtracting the cost of sale. So it is 140 minus 96. It will give us X. 140,000. No, not 140, but 114. 114,000 minus 96,000. So what is the value of our cost of sale? Cost of sale ni ngapi sasa? Napata hapa. Cost of sale ni ngapi? Nikimalizana na hiyo, I'll be good to go. 18,000. 18,000. For those people who say that we should review that, are we together? Remember, our communication is just Y for yes, N for no. And then you ask the question, and then we see how we can assist each other. Are we together? Tuko pamoja? Yes, from Rose. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rose, for confirming that you're together. What about the rest? Wengine wako wapi sasa? So cost of sale tumeipata in that order. Good. Asante Priska. Asante. Now, we want to add any other income. Add other income. Other income. So from the question, can you identify for me other income? Identify for me other income. For example, was there dividend received? Discount received. Was there discount received? Discount received is an income. Now, this one we can now change to our what? Income statement. Income statement. So this is Safaricom Limited income statement. We can now change that to Safaricom Limited. Safaricom Limited. Safaricom Limited income statement. Income statement. Income statement. Income statement as at which date? At which date? As at 31st March 2023. For the year ended. For the year ended. For the year ended. Year ended 31st of March 23. So now this is our income statement. Class, you know that when you talk about the income statement, it is sale minus cost of sale. You get the gross profit. Now we have our gross profit. We add any other income. Do we have other income? Can you check from the question? Check from the question. I know you have the question. Do we have any other income? Do we have discount received and how much is it? Discount received and how much is it? Discount received. If I look at my question, if I look at my question here, I can clearly see that we had discount received and discount around. So for the discount received, that is an income, and for the discount allowed, that is an expense. Therefore, discount received was 325. 325 discount received. So you come here and add discount received. It is 325. Then you check whether there is any other information that might give you what? Either another income. If I look at additional information number 2, this additional information is guiding me, is telling me that as at 31st March 2023, account receivable balance included to 50,000 due from customer who has been declared bankrupt. The allowance for doubtful debt is to be adjusted to 5% of the account receivable as at that date. Now, I want to ask a question here. We have increase and decrease in allowance for doubtful debt. Between the two, which one is an income and which one is an expense? Very important information here. Which one is an income? Which one is an expense? Taka tuende pole pole tu, hakuna pressure hapa. Pole pole tu. Allowance for doubtful debt. We have an increase in allowance for doubtful debt and decrease in allowance for doubtful debt. Which one fall under income and which one fall under expense? Before even we compute this. Aya, acha tuone watu wenye wanafanya hizi accountants, my fellow accountants. Decrease is an income and increase is an expense. Decrease income. Yes, Miss Winsley and Sharon Onyango, I cannot put it better. Yes. Decrease in allowance for doubtful debt is an income, whereas an increase in allowance for doubtful debt is an expense. If I look at the balance sheet, now the trial balance, examiner had given me the allowance for doubtful debt. So I have now to compute the 5%, the given 5% of, I can see 8250. 8250 minus 250 minus 250. How much do we get as allowance? What was allowed? 5% of 8,000. It was allowed that was the provision. The provision was given for 50 and then allowance was 5%. So can you give me 5% of 8,000? Give me 5% of 8,000. 400. 400. And the provision was for 50. Provision, if you look at the provision, was for 50. So it will be 400 minus 450, which will give you minus 50. So there was a decrease or an increase. 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 In the trial balance, we had 450 provided, and then allowance, the 5% was 400. So there was a decrease. Therefore, the 50 is an income. So decrease for allowance for doubtful debt. 50. So what is our total income? Total income itakuwa ngapi? Total income nipatie hapo. Total income. Hiyo tutakuwa tumemalizia hapo ili tuende kwa next item. Total income, somebody to give me total income. Total income ni ngapi? Nataka tusonge. I wish you give me that very fast. Nataka tuende kwa less expenses. Tuko na bad debt written off. So what's the total here? So my shillings are in 1,000. My shillings are in 1,000. So what's the total here? Just add this. It will be 23. I can just add this. 24 375. 375. So bad debt written off, we had the 250 for that month plus what we had. Bad debt written off ni ngapi jameni? Bad debt written off ni ngapi? We have to check. Bad debt written off ni ngapi? We had that man who was declared bankrupt plus what? Plus the 100 that is in our trial balance. So this will be 350. That is an expense, a direct expense. Then discount allowed, of course this one we said, discount allowed, that is an expense. Discount allowed is 125. Who can identify any other? Who are director's fee? This is another one, a direct one. Director's fee, 1,000. This thing was easy. Any other? Now we can check the depreciations. Maybe you can start with the depreciation of what? Depreciation of building. If you look at additional information, depreciation of building, we are told that the building depreciation rate is 2% at cost. So it will be 2% at cost. Cost of our building is 22,500. So just that. Give me 2% of that. Then we go to furniture and fitting. Furniture and fitting is at a reducing balance and the rate is 10%. Furniture and fitting is at reducing balance. The cost is 450 asanti. 450 tunaenda vizuri. Nataka tuharakishe ili tuende kwa balance sheet. I want us to go even to the balance sheet. 6,000. Reducing balance, you have to take cost minus accumulated depreciation, which is 1,400. Then you find what? 10% of that. 10% of the difference. What is the depreciation of FF? Furniture and fitting. Acha nione nani anapatia pale. Furniture and fitting depreciation ni ngapi? Depreciation tupata pale 460 asanti. 460 asanti. Then in the additional information, I've been told something regarding the admin expenses. You can see that they are telling me that they are saying that Our admin expenses, administrative accrued amounted to 175,000, while prepaid selling and distribution expenses amounted to 75. So class, it is always good to know accrued will always increase what? Accrued. So we have admin expenses. So our admin expenses will increase with that amount. So I can see in the trial balance, the admin is 3650. 3650 plus whatever that was accrued, 3650 plus the accrued. The accrued amount is 175. What is the total? And then we go to distribution. Distribution, we had a prepaid, so we less. Distribution, we had a prepaid, so 4175 minus 75. Minus 75, that is easy. It will be 4100. So give me the admin, give me that of admin, so that you are able to finish up this. Admin is 3825. 3825. Taka tuende kwa balance sheet. You cannot leave that undone. Then there is an additional information telling us about the interest on debenture. Interest on debenture. Therefore, we have to compute interest on debenture. Interest on debenture, that is an expense. Interest on debenture. If you look at the debenture in the trial balance, is 8% of that 2500. 8% of 2500 unapata ngapi? 8% of 2500 unapata ngapi? 8% interest on debenture. Then tuko na proposed dividend. Look at almost the last additional information. We are given the proposed dividend, preference dividend. Hapa napewa 200. Preference dividend. Preference dividend, the rate is 10% of 2500. 10% of 2500. This one, I can see it is just a 250. This is just 250. Then that of ordinary share, we have to check the ordinary dividend. Ordinary share dividend. That one we are told to take what? To take still 10% of the shares, 1500, which will be 150. At last, in fact, the last thing, there was something that was transferred to the general what? To the general reserve. Transfer to general reserve, which was 2500. That one was just direct 2500. And then you have to add for me and tell me what will be our total expense. Give me the total expense. Haya, nipatie total expense hapo, so that we're able to subtract from the net total profit. We get what? Net profit. What is the total? What is the total expense? Somebody is doing it very fast. 350, ongeza 125, 1000, like that, until the end. What is our total expense? Total expense is 13,160. That's according to Sharon Onyango. Now I need several individuals to give me that. so that we are able to. Okay, Sharon, you can proceed and get our net profit. Take 24,375 minus that. You get our net profit, so that we be at the same page. Sharon, you can proceed to get our net profit. Sharon anapatia pare 11 to 15. Hiyo imekuwa mingi sana. Havana Sharon. 24,375 minus 13,160. Is that giving you that? I think hapa tunahitaji watu wakuja watusaidia, so that we get variety of answers. Tupate answer variety. Pare. Ebu kwanza expenses tupewe tafadhali. Expenses, how I wish I had my calculator here. How I wish, let me adjust hii kidogo. How I wish I had my calculator. Who is giving us this now? Or should I use my phone? I don't want to use my phone. That is 475, 10, so 1075. Hapana. People, can you use your calculator, use your phone to get the total expenses? Watu wamekwama. What we do, we can use our phone. Here and then see what will be our total expenses. So I have 475 plus 1450 plus 460 plus 60 plus 3825 plus 4100 plus 200 plus 250 plus 150 plus 2500. Napata 13,860. 13,860. Ninapata 13,860 unless kuna kitu sijui ni figa gani hapa, zote naona kazi ziko sawa. 13,860. Now if I rest that from 24,375, oops, I have to less 24,375 minus 13,860. Watu wanapata tofauti unless there is something that we left, unaona sasa Rose amepata tofauti pia. Which item are we leaving? Situsaidiane hapa hivi. Kuna item tuna acha budget sawa. Tuliweka hiyo. Okay. Good. I've seen. Can you check 10% of ordinary share? Ordinary share was not 1,500, but it was 15,000. So here we have 1,500. I think now we can do it. We can now do it. So tulikuwa tumeianda record. So we have 13,860 now. 13,860 plus 1350. I'm getting 50 to 10. Now you have to give me now what you are getting. 375 minus. You have to tell me what you are getting. You have to tell me what you are getting now from your end. Yeah, now after correcting that, let's be a bit fast. You have to do it again. Plus 125 was 1,000 plus 450. We have to compare these. Plus 460 plus 450 plus 3825 plus 4100 plus 200 plus 250 to go almost there, plus 1,500 which we were leaving out, plus 2,500. I'm getting 15 to 10. Now you people, you are not getting your figure. You're not giving me your figure there. Do you see our time? We are having like 5 minutes. What are you getting from your end? And 4,375 minus 10 to 10. Munapata nini? Musiangalie tu. What are you getting? What are you getting? Or there's an item we left. Can you check under expenses? Under expenses, you have to check whether there's an item we left. There's an item we left. Hizo expense naona kama okay. 200. Interest paid. Already that one is taken care of. Okay. Preference dividend. Yes. Now Sharon amepata 14,760. Aya, Sharon sasa ashapata 14,760. Tukitoa 24,375 minus 14,760. Haya. Sasa kila mtu amepata ya asanteni 14,760. Now having that, we can less that to get something like I'm getting 96.15, and then you add retained profit balance brought down. The retained profit balance brought down, class, we shall get it. Let me share this question. Retained profit balance brought down. Can you look at the second? Is it the second one, two? Yes, the second last item, investment at fair value, and then we have retained profit as at first of that. How much is it? How much is the retained profit? Can you see 90, 50? Can you see 90, 50? So that now we get profit for the 90, 50. You add that, then you get retained profit carried down. Retained profit balance carried down. Now 18,665. Let's go to the balance sheet very fast. Let's prepare the balance sheet. That is the profit we shall be taking. We shall be taking to our what? To our balance sheet. So our balance sheet. Tackle the balance sheet very fast. But then don't forget that we are having a very good offer. Don't forget we are having a very good offer. If you want to join us, just commit yourself by paying an installment of 2,000 per unit. 2,000. So we allow 2 installment allowed. So this is an offer. We usually charge 4,800, but now currently we have an offer which will be ending tonight. And we're charging 4,000 per unit for the ATD and CPA student. And then with that, you'll be able to access all the previous recording. So the payment detail, we have the pay bill here. 62,42,839. And then account number would advise you put the unit name. So you can contact 0793 555 to get more information. Alternatively, you can use the 0719 525,000. 525,000. They will be in a position to assist you on how to enroll. So just grab the offer. If you are retaking for the retake student, kama unarudia hii paper tena, charging Kenya shilling 3,200. We allow 2 installments. So ukiwa na 1,600 installment unaingia class na unaendelea kusoma. So if you are taking this financial accounting paper, you can just do what? You can just contact us, and we shall be in a position to assist you. Any paper that you're doing, if you are retaking, if you want to enroll with us, you can just contact us and we shall be in a position to assist you. Is there any question regarding that before I remove it? I want us to go to the balance sheet very fast. Of course, it will be with this heading here. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Tafadhali, nataka tumalizane na hii kitu. What was the time? 51. Okay. So this is Safaricom Limited. Statement of financial position. Position as at 31st of March 2023. And then you can underline to scare the examiner. You 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 underline to scare the examiner. So in this case, you know, we start with the assets. We start with the assets. So if you are good enough, you can give me the asset that we have, non-current asset in this case. You can start with the non-current asset. Can you mention for me some of the non-current asset that we have there? Non-current asset. If I look at my question very well, I remember I had been given building, then furniture and fitting. Those are the assets that I have. Building, furniture and fitting, those are the assets that I had. And then I have investment at fair value. So building, so what will be the value of my building in this case? I have to check, who's the cost? Cost was 22,500. I have to raise the accumulated depreciation, which was 6250, and then I raise the depreciation for the year which I was given. Depreciation for the year for building, I was given 450. And whatever I get, I put at the end column. So give me that as we go to furniture and fitting. Furniture and fitting cost was 6,000. I minus the accumulated depreciation of 1,400. And then minus 460, which was depreciation for the year. I hope you remember. You give me that. Then 15,800 Asante Sharon. 15,800. Sharon is doing a good job. Anaona kwamba hii time itatusukuma 4140. Hii ni 4140 Asante. 4140. And then we had the last item in that question. The last item in that question was investment at fair value. Investment at fair value. Investment at fair. How much was it? For those who have the question, how much was it? Then we go to the current asset. Ilikuwa ngapi? Current assets. Current assets. Ilikuwa 4,000. I can see it was 4,000. This was 4,000. So for the current asset, we have inventory. Inventory. Who can give me the value of our inventory? Can you see 18,000? Can you see 18,000? Then we have trade receivable. Who can tell me what we reduce our trade receivable with? Which item we reduce the trade receivable? It was 8250. What we reduce our trade receivable? Minus 250. Minus what? The allowance for doubtful. The 5%, the 5% of 8,000. Napata your value there. Then prepayment. Prepayment. It was 75. Can you give me this trade receivable in ngapi? Somebody is giving me the trade receivable before we go to equity and liability. Equity, total asset, of course. Total asset. Total asset tapata pale. Na tufunge. Aya, 7,600. 7,600. Can you give me now total of the current asset? Total of the current asset as we wind it up. Equity and liability is the next section. Equity and liabilities. Equity and liability is the next section, which we have ordinary share capital. So you're giving me total there. Patia hizi zote hapa tuweke hapa ili tupate total assets. 10% preference share. Hizi tunazichukua tu direct. 10% preference share. Bado sijapata 39,175. Hii ni 7,600 39 175 eh? Hai, itaingia. Inafaa kuwa 20 something hapa ama ni toto huku. Sasa sielewi hapo inakuwaje. Hiyo yako ni gani loss? Is it this one? Hii ni 18,000 plus this. Hii inakuwa 25 something. So inafaa kuwa 26. 46,015 watu wanapata kama ayaya, watu wamechanganyikiwa hapa. Hapo watu wamechanganyikiwa. Can you give me this? Hii plus hii kwanza. Patia hizi kwanza 25,675. 25,675. Sasa ongeza hizo tatu sasa. Ongeza sasa hizi 4. Nipatie hapo. Differential tulipewa hapa hii ni 15,000. 2,500. Aya, toto hapa. Tumalize share premium tulikuwa tumepewa. Yeah, share premium was 2,000. Share premium was 2,000. For the interest of time, 2,000. It was just above there. Toto somebody. Toto somebody. Share premium. Then we had retained earning. Hiyo yenye iko carry down. Retained earning. Carry down. Hiyo 18,665. 18,665. 49,615. 49,615. Tuko almost there. Then tuko na transfer to general reserve. Transfer to general reserve. General reserve. Ilikuwa ngapi? Reserve ilikuwa 25,500. 500. Asante. We almost done. We almost done. For you good. For you good. Trist tutamaliza hii sasa. That was the objective of today. Objective of today is to finish up with this. That was the objective of today, to finish up with this. Now we have non-current liability, which is 8% debenture. It was 2,500. Non-current liability. It was 8% debenture. It was 2,500. Then we go to the current liabilities. Tunamaliza hii current liabilities. Hope hizi mnazijua. Trade payable, accrued admin. Trade payable. Ni ngapi trade payable yetu? Ukiangalia vizuri tumepewa 3325. Accrued admin. Ilikuwa ngapi? Somebody to remind us. Accrued admin. Ilikuwa 1. Accrued admin, somebody? Nataka nione kama mnakumbuka. 170? 175. Kulikuwa accrued interest paid. Interest paid ile ya 200. 200. Enda vizuri. Tumepewa pale bank overdraft because it is on the other side. Bank overdraft. Bank overdraft. Ukiona iko credited, hiyo ni bank overdraft of 1,500. Then the last thing is the dividend payable to ordinary share and preference share. Dividend payable. Ordinary share walitoa and preference share. Preference share walitoa pia. Ilikuwa 15 na nini? Na 250. 1,500 and 250. Please get for me the total equity and liability. And thank you so much for being patient. Total equity and liability. Somebody who is very fast can give us that. Somebody who is very fast can give us that. I want us to. I can see we have 1 minute now. 1 minute now. And then somebody asking for the number here. Number is 0719 525,000. 525,000. Or 0793 555 0. What are you getting? Los Adundo. Is it that a new one? Oh, already umefanya hiyo. Is it balancing? Is it balancing? Is it balancing? I want to get a confirmation from all of you. This is 2,500 hapa chini, 2,500. I wish that you can give me this very fast. I want to widen it at that point. In fact, it's a pleasure hosting you. It's a pleasure hosting you. 49, 615, 49, 615, 49, 615. And that is it. That is it. That is it. So you can go and test yourself that question. You can go and test yourself that question. You can see it's exactly true. And I know there are some of us who are going back to work. So we can stop it at that point. I hope that you have learned something. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have learned something. Otherwise, thank you so much for having time to attend our today's session. Unless there's a question, I wish to stop at that point. May God bless you as you go back to work. Asante. Or somebody want to